Hi, my name is Bill and I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas, and today I want to talk, as promised, a little bit about FEMA. This is the organization, part of the federal government, that uses funds collected from all the states into a collective pool, somewhat like insurance, to aid particular states in particular emergencies. It's been used all over the country, but in particular, Kentucky had really bad tornadoes a year or two ago. Florida is constantly needing FEMA's help with all the hurricanes, as does Louisiana, in particular in the New Orleans area. And of course, California wildfires, Oregon wildfires. This is a very important function of the federal government. Yesterday, I will provide a link to this in the comments. Yesterday, Donald Trump and Kristi Noam detailed their plan to get rid of FEMA. And in the meantime, he told, this guy says a lot of things, and half the time you're not sure he's lying, and half the time you're sure he is. But they were talking about Western North Carolina. My parents live in Western North Carolina in a little town not too far from Asheville. That area was completely devastated by Hurricane Helene last year. For 6 months, I couldn't go see them because there was literally no way to get there from Texas. So when he suggests that the Biden administration failed Western North Carolina, let me tell you blow by blow from firsthand information what happened in Western North Carolina. The Biden administration asked for additional funds from FEMA. They had been depleted with the monstrous hurricane season in particular that hit the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America. Anyway, so he asked Congress for more funds for FEMA, and Congress told him no. So yes, FEMA was underfunded and did not complete the response in Western North Carolina. Trump then said in the same 5 seconds later that he came into office and completely restored Western North Carolina, and it's all beautiful now. I would like for you to take a little drive. If you want to test this and find out what's really true, when I was able to go for spring break this year, my mom took me and my sister and some of my nieces and nephews on a driving tour of what Helene did to Western North Carolina. You could not get on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is beautiful. It was devastated. There are large places where it collapsed and they don't even let you get on it anymore until that can be repaired. There's a little town called Spruce Pine, not very far from my parents. It's a little bigger than the town they live in. That place it looks like it was hit by some sort of bomb, completely devastated by the floodwaters that went through there at alarming rates that had never been seen in the area. The place has been washed away. So for Trump to say that he came in and magically restored it and it's just beautiful now, it's the most beautiful place ever, it was the great... Come on, take a drive to Spruce Pine. It's not far from Asheville. Asheville's beautiful. You'll go through Burnsville, which is also a neat little town. And Spruce Pine used to be a beautiful little town, and hopefully it will be again. FEMA is an absolutely necessary function of the federal government. These people, I know they haven't studied it. They haven't even watched Hamilton. Remember, Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton had this argument. If we assume the debts the union gets a new line of credit, a financial diuretic, how do you not get it? If we're aggressive and competitive, the union gets a boost. You'd rather give it a sedative? That's not how it works. We have a federal government for a reason. It gets money together. It helps states when they're in desperate need. And no, the state of Louisiana, for example, could not have just spent $17 billion to restore their coast after Katrina. No, they don't have that money. The federal government stepped in. This is why the federal government is there. There are some things that are bigger than states. Project 2025 and the big, beautiful billionaire buffet want you to forget that and think that states can handle their business on their own. But I want you to realize that every red state in this country runs at a budget deficit, and they count on money collected from the blue states, and in particular, California, the subject of this week's discussions, to make their budgets work. As always, thanks for watching.